Nice. We're dealing with surface area of prisms today. This is lesson 6. The first thing we're going to talk about is the surface area of rectangular prisms. We've kind of talked about this in the past. A rectangular prism is made up of how many sides, ladies and gentlemen?
6.
Okay, think of it like a cube. How many sides are there on a cube? 6 sides of a cube. Rectangular prism also has 6 sides. We are finding the area of each individual side. Now, there's a rule when it comes to rectangular prisms. There's only, at best, 3 different sides. We kind of talked about this before. This is not going to be pretty, but it is what it is. I'm going to fix that. What were the 3 sides? Remember, the sides paired up. We talked about this before. What are the pairs of sides here? Zohar, give me one of them. Okay, so we got top and bottom. We'll put TB for top and bottom. The top and the bottom are the same measurement. Remember, this is a quadrilateral. These are all right angles. That means the top and the bottom are the same. What other ones? Gerline. The front and back are the same. And the last one, Brody. The 2 sides, and I usually just indicate them as SS. I'm going to teach you guys how to dissect this shape. The measurements you get should help you indicate what the area is for each one. Now again, you guys should know the formula for the area of a quadrilateral, which is what, ladies and gentlemen?
Base times height.
No.
Length times
Nope. Try that again.
area equals length times width times.
2-dimensional shape, guys.
Oh,
Okay, Rowan's got the floor. Area equals base times height. Remember, you guys have to continue to write when you solve something. Is it area? Is it volume? Is it surface area? A lot of you guys just give me an answer and don't do that. I need area equals this and circle the whole thing. Or volume equals this, circle the whole thing. So, we need to know how to find the area of a quadrilateral. Area equals base times height. So, I'm going to give you some measurements here. Let's say this box is, let's say this is 12 inches. This side is going to be 5 inches. Mr. Pastor. Yes. Bye. Blake, go to the office. Okay, so I have a box that is 12 inches long. That's the length. The width is 5 inches, and the height is 6 inches. Okay? Now you have to learn how to dissect each individual side. Remember, when I look for the measurements, I only have to find 3 different measurements because they pair up. The top and the bottom are the same, the 2 sides are the same, and the front and the back are the same. So, top and bottom, we're going to highlight in the colors that they're indicated, are these 2 right here. The top and literally the bottom. Duh. The front and the back are these 2. The front and the back. And then the 2 sides are the ones on the side. I need to find the measurement of each one of these. And this is where I learn how to dissect. The top and the bottom are a rectangle. Front and the back are also a rectangle. And the sides are more of a square, but still a rectangle-ish. Now you guys are going to tell me what the measurements are. So let's look at the front and the back first, because it's right in front of you. What's the base of the front, ladies and gentlemen? 12 inches. So I'm going to put 12 right here. And what is the height right here of this box? It's base times height. What is this side here? Remember, congruency. If this side is 6, this side is also 6. So therefore, it's 12 by 6. What about top and bottom?
5 and 6. Wait, top and bottom.
What are the measurements for the top and the bottom?
12 and 5.
12 and 5. because this is 5 inches here, so this one will be 5 inches. So again, top and bottom. And then the sides, ladies and gentlemen, are what by what? 5 by 6. Okay, I multiply each one to find the area of each one. Now, the top and the bottom would be 5 times 12. Anybody know what 5 times 12 is without? Okay. 12 times 5 is 60. Therefore, the top and the bottom are each 60 inches squared. Not together. I'm saying that the top of this, the area is 60 inches. The bottom is 60 inches. Okay? What about the front and the back? Anybody know what 12 times 6 is? You guys just saw what 12 times 5 is, so it'd be? 72 inches squared. And then everybody should know what 5 times 6 is. And I'm not going to have room to write inches squared, but just be aware that that's inches squared. Okay. This is where we go into depth with finding the total surface area. There are 2 of each. The reason why I taught you guys how to dissect is if the question asks you, okay, here's a box. What's the area of the front? Or what's the area of the side? You know, pretend this is a house and we're only painting the front of the house. How much paint do I need for the front of the house? I need enough paint to cover 72. Well, it wouldn't be inches at that point, but like just say it's like feet or something like that. I just need that much. There are 2 of each one of these. So you can multiply each one of these by 2. And then add them all together. Or the easier method would be, let's just add all 3 of these numbers together and then multiply it by 2. So we have 60. We have 72. We have 30. That equals 162. Now I'm going to multiply it by 2 since there's 2 of each of those sides. My total surface area is 324 inches what, ladies and gentlemen? Squared because it's still area. This is how your answer should look. Surface area equals 324. We said it was 324, right? Inches squared. You need to put SA for surface area. Or write out the word surface area. Don't just give me 324 inches squared and circle it. That does not give me enough information. I need to know what you solved. Because with one of these, you could have found volume. You could have found the area of just the front or the back. You could have found a bunch of different things. Putting SA indicates that it is surface area. It is everything. Are we clear? So, we just found the area of every single one of these sides and added them together. Or better yet, we found the area of half of the box because these 3 together are only half. So let's say we found the top, we found the front, and we found one of the sides. That's literally what we did here with these 3. We added those together and then we multiplied it by 2 to find the opposite ones. Okay? There is a formula if the question is literally just asking you to find the surface area. Okay? That formula is this. If it's just asking for the surface area, it is surface area equals 2 times length times height plus 2 times length times width plus 2 times height times width. Some of you are looking at me like, the heck does that mean? Let me explain. Length and height. Here's the length and here's the height. What are those 2 measurements covering? The length and the height. What is it covering? The front and the back. Okay, so I just found front and back right there. And multiplying it by 2 means front and back together. That's why I multiply by 2. Second one, length and width. Here's length and here's width. What am I finding? Length and the width. What am I finding? Finding the top and the bottom. And over here, height and width, I'm finding what? The 2 sides. So this covers everything, but it's a lot quicker. The other method I taught you is if they're saying, I need specifics. I need to know what the front is. I need to know what the back is. I need to know what the top and bottom are. If you just need to find the total surface area of the shape, just use this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, friendly reminder, don't put your faces on the desk because other kids sit there. Gross kids sit there. Germs. So, this formula is going to help you. Be aware, though, and I want you to put this in your notes. This formula is only to find the surface area for quadrilaterals. That means rectangular prisms and cubes. This formula only works for rectangular prisms and cubes. Adrian, stop and take out paper. Again, this formula only works for rectangular prisms and cubes. Which brings me to my next point. Now we have to find the surface area for a triangular prism. This is going to be different, and there's no formula. There's no easy way to do this. You got to do it the long way. Any questions on rectangular prism surface area? No? We're all good? Okay, the one other thing I want to add, if it's a cube, guess what? Every single side is going to be equal, right? Because a cube is made up of what? What is the shape of a cube? Squares. They're all squares, which means squares are, all sides are, ladies and gentlemen. So if you find the area of one side, you know the area of all the other sides. So with a cube, literally find the area of one of them and multiply it by 6. And then you're done. Okay? Surface area of a triangular prism, however, is not as easy. Now, we need to talk about triangular prisms. There were 2 types of triangular prisms, and I told you there were real-world examples. What were those real-world examples I gave you for triangular prisms?
A binder.
We use the binder as an example, but that's not what I gave a real-world example of. So what does that look like?
A tent.
Tent, and the other one is a ramp. These are examples of this. When we dissect a triangular prism, I need you guys to put this in your notes. Triangular prism is going to be made up of 2 equal triangles and then 3 quadrilaterals. And I'm not going to tell you that they're equal or anything. There's 3 quadrilaterals. So again, a triangular prism is made up of 2 equal triangles and 3 quadrilaterals. Don't want to say rectangles because sometimes it can be a square. Hey, what's up? I can't talk. No. Why? What is this for? Oh. Okay. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Okay, so again, a triangular prism is made up of what, ladies and gentlemen? You guys are supposed to write it down. Okay, let's try that without giving me a migraine. Let's try that one more time. Ready? Go. Okay, stop. Let me set it up for you guys. You guys are all over the place. A triangular prism is made up of, go. Okay. You guys are way behind. Okay, Izzy's dying right now. Okay, so you just proved my point even more. Okay. Shh. 2 equal. Thank you, Cody. Saul and I. 2 equal triangles and 3 quadrilaterals. Okay, stop. Let me explain. So let's look at the first example, the tent. The entrance and the exit of the tent are the same. They have to be. The ramp, the 2 sides have to be the same. If you don't, you've got an uneven, wonky ramp, and good luck going off of that. Guaranteed injury. So, the 2, you go try that after school. The 2 triangles are equal, okay? The other sides, I can't say are going to be equal. There's a lot of things that come into play on if it's equal or not, and that it really depends on the triangles. I'm going to tell you guys right now. The other sides depend on the triangles. Now, if I'm looking for the area of a triangle, what is my formula for the area of a triangle? Who can raise their hand and tell me what the formula? Caitlin. Okay. Or the other one was base times height divided by 2. So, here's the deal. Here's a little trade secret. If you are literally just finding the area, the surface area of everything, don't divide it by 2. Why am I telling you guys not to divide it by 2? Dominic. There's 2 triangles. So let's say the surface area, I would find the surface area, right? The triangle's area, if when I multiply the base and the height, it equals 12. Then I divide it by 2, it would be 6, right? But there's 2 triangles, so I'd add 6 and 6 together, now it's 12. I literally took a step back, and then to take a step back to where I was. It's extra work. So, find base and height of the triangle, multiply them, and then don't divide by 2. There's your area for both triangles checked off. Now I have to find the area for each side of this tent or ramp. Now, there could possibly be all 3 of them are different. Okay? So, let me give you guys an example. Let's pull an example here. I believe it's number 9 that we did on the homework. So, here's number 9. First things first, we need to identify the triangle, and we need to find the area of the triangle. Here's your triangle. The last 2 classes kind of struggled. What number up here right now off the bat out of the 4 numbers is irrelevant to that triangle? Right off the bat, what number is irrelevant? Everybody should know this. 6.4 is irrelevant because it's not part of the triangle. The 6.4 is actually this line here. And I'm going to give you a hint. It's also this line here, and it's also this line here, which means every rectangle has a length of, ladies and gentlemen, 6.4. That'll be the only measurement they share in common. Now, I have a triangle here. The triangle's area, again, is base times height, divided by 2. I got 3 numbers here. I got a 6, an 8, and a 10. Which one of these 3 numbers is not my base or my height, and why? The last 2 classes struggled explaining this. There's one specific... I'll erase the red line so you guys can see it again. There's one specific thing here that indicates which 2 numbers are important. Faris, do you know which number is not important? Do you? Zorwar does. Zorwar, what number is irrelevant? Maddie. Why is 10 irrelevant? The right angle. Okay. Maddie, good job. Remember, when you guys have a right triangle, so here's your right triangle. The right angle marker is like little arrows pointing at which 2 ones are relevant. This slant line is not relevant. In this case, if I were to redraw this, this would be 10. Why does it keep doing that? So, yep. Then the height would be 8. And the base would be 6. Okay, so if I were to move this again, that right angle indicates which 2 are relevant. That 10 is not relevant right now. It will be relevant later. So, the 10 is irrelevant to the area of the triangle. Again, I need to find the area of the triangle, and there are 2 of them. So all I'm going to do is base times height. I'm not dividing by 2 because it's going to cover the area of both. What's 8 times 6, everybody?
48.
Okay, so my 2 triangles together equals 48. What was the measurement? Anybody remember? What was it?
Millimeters.
And it's going to be millimeters what?
Cube.
Squared, because it's area. Okay, so I have my 2 triangles checked off. Okay? I need to find the area of every rectangle now. And by looking at it, you know it's a rectangle. So let's start with this one here. Remember, this is 6.4, which means every single one of these rectangles has a length of 6.4. This is my first rectangle. What is this rectangle? What are the measurements? 6.4 by what?
8.
How do you know?
Because it'd be right there.
It shares this side of the triangle right here. So it is 6.4 by 8. I'm going to draw these out. And I'm going to find the area and I'm going to add it later. So again, 6.4 because they're all 6.4 by 8. Okay, let's look at the bottom of this one now. It's still going to be 6.4. 6.4 by what, ladies and gentlemen? 10, because it shares that side. And my last rectangle will be this side that's really hard to see. Still 6.4. And it's going to be 6.4 by what, ladies and gentlemen? It's right there. It's very not noticeable, but it's 6.4 by 6. Okay, one person at your group. Let me rephrase that. One responsible person at your group. The most responsible person at your group. Let's see what you guys vote. walk up and grab a calculator and walk back to your group and find the area of these 3 rectangles. Go now. Don't call me bro. I'm not your bro. You realize the mic's still live, right?
Wait, you're still live?
Still recording. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is all I need you guys to do with your group. Find the areas of each rectangle. Start at the top right and go down to the bottom and then go to the left. So start with the top one. Once you find it, raise your hand and tell me quietly, or raise your hand and I'll call on you. Afterward. I just want you guys to find the area of each individual side right now. So you're literally just going to put 8 times 6.4 in a calculator. 6 times 6.4. 10 times 6.4. Heck, everybody, we don't even need to do 10 times 6.4 in a calculator. What is 10 times 6.4? 64 millimeters. Okay, shh. Hunter's group. This top one, the 8 by 6.4 would be what? Shh. Say it again. 51.2. There you go. Okay, okay, we need to stop with the side conversations. Question. Okay, what about this bottom one? 6.4 times 6. Elbow, or Caitlin's ready. What is it? 38 what? Did everybody else get 38.4 millimeters squared? Okay. Okay. I have found the areas of all sides. Again, a triangular prism is made up of 2 triangles and 3 quadrilaterals. My 2 triangles indicated right here, because we found the area of both of them together, and the 3 quadrilaterals. Now I just add them together. With your group, plug them in a calculator and add them together. Okay. So 51.2 plus 38.4 plus 64 plus 48 equals what, ladies and gentlemen? Okay. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, my answer should look like this. I'll wait. Surface area, SA, equals 201.6. Ladies and gentlemen, help me out. Millimeters squared. Okay, that is how my answer should look. So again, there is no shortcut or formula for the area of a triangular prism. We have to do it this way. Now, again, if your homework does not ask you for specific sides, you can use the formula that you guys learned for rectangular prisms and cubes. And with this one, you're going to have to do it this way. You have to dissect it. Please remember that the right angle is going to indicate which one's the base and the height. If it's not a right triangle, it's going to be indicated by a little dotted line with a right angle, pointing to this is the height, and the other one's pointing to the base. Are we clear? For the homework for this lesson, you guys can thank second period because they kind of came up with a good idea. You have to do 1 through 9. No, you do not need to draw out the shapes, because if you show me what you're doing or show me the dissection, so you see how we solved this one? By dissecting it, I didn't have to draw out the shape, did I? This is my work. This is literally my work for a triangular prism. You can do something like this without having to draw out the shape. With the rectangular prisms, you can literally just write out the whole formula and show it. If it helps you on the test to draw out the shapes so you know what you did, then please do. Because you don't want to go into this test and fail this test. Are we clear? You guys are responsible for 1 through 9. I'll wait. You are responsible for 1 through 9. 10 and 11 are extra credit, 5 points each. It's all or nothing. Not, oh, I just did 10, I get 5 points. No, you have to do both. You have to do them correctly, and you have to explain in writing what you did. They need to be done by Friday morning. If they're not done by Friday morning, I'm not counting them. So when I call you up to get them stamped and signed, you need to indicate, hey, I did 10 and 11, I did extra credit. I look it over and I give you guys the clearance or not. Are we clear? You must have lessons 5 and 6 done by Friday morning. You have the sub tomorrow. Question.
Wait, so you do like the long way when it tells you to do specific sides?
Yes. You would do the long way in case it's asking, like, what is the front and the back or whatever. Okay, any other questions before I stop the recording? Okay.